even because they're using all the same pots everywhere. And so the moment I put in this piece of steak in my mouth, I was like, ooh, that tastes a bit like processed. It tastes funky. Like I could taste every single note in these flavors now. And the next morning, my eczema was back. I had a whole histamine intolerance rash like in my chest.
Okay, guys, Steak and Butter Gal here today to talk about the carnivore diet.
Thank you so much for having me, Sean.
Absolutely. I know you've been on this diet for a while now, right?
6 years.
That's impressive. What were you on before?
I was on a vegan diet before for 6 years as well.
Wow, so total opposite.
That's right.
And which one do you feel better on?
Definitely the carnivore diet. Like you cannot even compare. And I actually lost my period when I was on a vegan diet. I wrecked my hormones. I ruined my health. My skin got worse before it got better. I was losing hair. And this is when I was around 21, 22. At that time, I was performing all the time as a concert pianist. And that was really affecting how I was performing, how I was doing on stage, my mental health. So I could go on and on and on about how a vegan diet ruined my health.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could lose your period. That's new news to me.
Yeah, because you're not eating meat. So you're very deficient in vitamin B12. So I was anemic and I lost my period.
Holy crap. For how long?
2 years.
What?
Yeah, 2 years, no period.
So you thought you were pregnant?
At first I was like, what is going on? But then I took a blood test with my doctor and she was like, yeah, this is an issue.
Wow.
You're so deficient. And she said I was the most deficient she ever seen in vitamin D.
Jeez.
As well. Yeah.
What was your number? Do you remember?
12.
12?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're supposed to be like 50, right?
Ideal is like 30s, but obviously the healthiest is like 50s and higher.
Yeah. And now you're probably
I'm
easily
like 40.
40?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. The vegan diet was very pushed, I remember, on like mainstream media.
Yes.
Like I even almost started it.
Yeah, it's still very pushed for sure. And back then it was pushed mostly on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so how I stumbled across it was being a pianist. I was getting really, like the concert dresses were getting really tight. So I'll just be honest, it was very much, I want to lose weight. Like I want to just look good and feel confident on stage. And I was 17, 18 when I first found it. This is senior year of high school. And I was already gaining weight in high school. Freshman 15.
Yeah.
Everybody gains it, especially the girls. It's hormones. And I didn't know that. I didn't know that my body was becoming a different body. And I thought it was wrong. So I searched on YouTube, how do I lose weight real quick? And Freely the Banana Girl popped up. Do you know who she is?
Oh, just eats bananas?
Yeah. Raw vegan diet, just bananas until 4 p.m. hits. She says raw till 4 p.m. Once 4 p.m. hits, you can eat all of the carbs, but cooked. So rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, starches, all of those cooked carbs, you can have as much as you want after 4 p.m. And I did that diet. First 2 weeks, I lost a lot of weight, but I was also no longer eating seed oils, Burger King, McDonald's every day. And so, of course, it was working in those first 2 weeks. And being the closed-minded teenage self that I was, where I was like, I just want to lose weight. That's all I care about. I was like, this is the best diet in the world. And I got sucked into the vegan diet community where they totally guilt trip you, free wash you, And yeah, that was my entrance to the vegan world was Freely the Banana Girl.
Dang. And how's her health these days?
She's still vegan. I checked in on her. I went to Australia a couple months ago, Adelaide specifically, to talk about my carnivore experience. And the carnivore community actually let me know that she's from Adelaide.
Really?
That's what they said. So maybe she's still around there, but it looks like she's still very much vegan and she still talks about her vegan lifestyle.
I wonder if there's a way to do it right because Brian Johnson's vegan, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So I guess if you have a ton of money and you're like really doing the research on what you're eating, maybe you could pull it off. But the average person.
No, so you would have to supplement big time. And at that time, Freely was like, you don't need supplements. You don't need anything but just raw fruits and cooked starches. That was the approach that I took because I am just very lazy in general. I don't want to cook. I don't want to buy extra supplements. I don't have all the money to spend on expensive things. And so I wanted the most minimal, easy to do type of lifestyle and diet. And that's why I was so drawn to raw till 4. It seemed pretty simple. But it just didn't sustain my health.
Right. Yeah. Now your diet's pretty easy. I feel like just eating butter and
It is exactly what I dream about and want in a...
The Tri-Light from Therasage is no joke. Medical grade red and near infrared light with 3 frequencies per light, deep healing, real results, and totally portable. It's legit. Photo biomodulation tech in a flexible on-body panel. This is the Tri-Light from Therasage and it's next level red light therapy. It's got 118 high-powered polychromatic lights, each delivering 3 healing frequencies, red and near infrared from 580 to 980 nanometers. Optimal penetration, enhanced energy, skin rejuvenation, pain relief, better performance, quicker recovery, and so much more. Therasage has been leading the game for over 25 years, and this panel is FDA listed and USB powered. Ultra soft and flexible and ultra portable. On-body red light therapy I use daily and I take it everywhere I travel. This is the Thera O3 ozone module from Therasage. It's a portable ozone and negative ion therapy in one. It boosts oxygen, clears and sanitizes the air, and even helps your mood. It's a total game changer at home or on the go. This little device is the Thera O3 ozone module by Therasage, and it's one of my favorite wellness tools. In the sauna, it boosts ozone absorption through your skin up to 10 times, oxygenating your blood and supporting deep detox. Outside the sauna, it purifies the air, killing germs, bacteria, viruses, and mold, and it improves mood and sleep with negative ion therapy. It's compact, rechargeable, and perfect for travel, planes, offices, hotel rooms, you name it. It's like carrying clean energy wherever you go. This is the Thera H2 Go from Therasage, the only bottle with molecular hydrogen structured water and red light in one. It hydrates, energizes, and detoxes water upgraded. The Thera H2 Go from Therasage isn't just a water bottle, it's next level hydration. It infuses your water with molecular hydrogen, one of the most powerful antioxidants out there. That means less oxidative stress, more energy, and faster recovery. But here's what makes it stand out. It's the only bottle that also structures your water and adds red light to supercharge it. It's sleek, portable, and honestly, I don't go anywhere without it.
Healthy lifestyle. It is easy. It is so minimal. I now eat the same thing every single day, basically, and my period is great. My skin is healed. My hair is growing back. I have 0 complaints. Yeah.
How many sticks of butter are you eating a day right now?
Right now, half a stick a day is pretty average. When I first started Carnivore 6 years ago, 2 sticks a day, normal.
Wow.
2 sticks a day.
Just plain, like not even mixing it in?
Unsalted butter.
Wow. And what type of milk, I guess? What type of butter?
So grass-fed is definitely ideal. The perfect butter, in my opinion, is raw, unpasteurized butter. And at the time, I was living in New York, so it was actually pretty easy for me to get a raw butter and raw dairy. I got it from Dutch Meadows Farms. I think they still sell raw butter to this day. And that was like the healing food for me. I got my period back in 2 months.
Wow. I need to start eating that. Out here, it's probably harder though, because we're in the desert.
It's very hard. So I just do pasteurized butter here, unsalted from, a couple of brands that I like. That is grass-fed.
Yeah. Do you think there's a huge difference with pasteurized and unpasteurized?
Pasteurized and unpasteurized is definitely different because it absorbs and digests differently for me. I notice I have a lot less gas and bloating when I eat raw cheese versus pasteurized cheese. And so if you look into it, if you read posts or articles about why it's so beneficial, those amazing enzymes and bacteria, probiotics, are still alive. So when you ingest that, it helps you and supports you in digesting that food. When you pasteurize it and heat it up, it's killed. So that's why you get a lot of bloat. It doesn't really digest fully and you have gas.
That makes sense. Whenever I have a cheat day with pizza, I feel like shit.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. It's cooked, it's heated, it's way pasteurized.
Yeah. Plus the carbs.
And the bread, yeah.
Yeah, I try to limit bread, honestly.
You can make carnivore pizza. I have a...
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got to send that to my fiance.
Yes, please.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love dairy, but it just feels like your skin too. I used to break out so bad.
I thought it was lactose intolerant. You're Asian, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Chinese, full Chinese.
Mm.
My whole family is lactose intolerant. My husband, Chinese, lactose intolerant. I thought I could never have cheese, milk, dairy ever again. But turns out it's raw dairy that we can tolerate. So most people can't tolerate dairy and they think that they're lactose intolerant. Just wait until you go on a carnivore diet, heal a little bit, heal that gut. Go ahead and have that raw dairy. You will be surprised. You can tolerate raw dairy.
Really?
Yes.
And there's such a stigma. People have been programmed to not eat raw. Like whenever you recommend it to like a normal person, they're like, oh.
Do you want to die for yourself? Yeah.
But it's like, actually try it and like give it a chance, Everyone I know that tried it actually had a good experience. Like I've never met someone that ate raw and they regretted it.
Exactly. Same here.
Yeah. I know with meat, that's a little more tricky, right? Raw meat.
Okay, so with raw meat, I get asked this like every day because when I film myself eating my carnivore meals, most likely the meat is bleeding. It's like bloody rare. Um, and sometimes it's completely rare, raw. And I get asked, so how do you know if a piece of meat is safe to eat raw or very rare? I just say, go to a reputable butcher shop or a reputable seafood shop, seafood farmers market, and ask them, is this sashimi grade? Like just ask the questions to make sure. For raw beef, if you want to eat it raw or extremely rare, I would do grass-fed, grass-finished to be the safest and straight from a farm or a high-quality source like a butcher shop. I would not do Walmart meat and eat it raw. I would not do H Mart sashimi and eat that raw every day either. I would go to, like, for example, a farmer's market that opens up fresh seafood, sashimi grade. That's safe to eat raw.
That's good to know. H Mart just opened up here.
Yeah, H Mart is so great for sashimi. I just wouldn't eat it every day because it's not wild caught.
Oh, it's not. All their sushi there
I
is.
think it's all farm.
Oh,
raised,
wow.
unfortunately.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. When I found that, I was like, yeah, I can't.
That's a bummer. So all the seafood there?
It is.
What? I just bought some king crab legs from there.
King crab legs. Okay. Well, if you're cooking, yeah, most likely it's not wild unless it's labeled on the packaging that it's wild.
But I mean, I'd be surprised now that you're saying this because it was $22 a pound, which is crazy cheap.
Yeah,
I mean, there's spots out here that sell it for $160 a pound.
exactly.
So it has to be farmed.
Yeah. Costco sometimes has really good wild caught seafood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So definitely check out Costco.
I love Costco. So you're eating seafood too?
Oh, yeah. All the time. I love seafood.
Okay. You're not worried about the heavy metals and.
So no, because I make sure to eat seafood cuts that aren't too high in metals. Oysters, I have raw every single time I have it. Sashimi, if I do have it raw, I'll make sure to go to a seafood shop or a restaurant that can serve wild caught. I am just a little bit more strict with seafood now because when I do eat farm raised, I notice swelling.
Damn.
Yeah. Swelling in my eyes, in my ankles. So once you're like carnivore and adapted, I would say after a whole year of carnivore consistently, you will literally see and feel these changes in your body and how you feel your energy, your mood when you eat even a little bit off quality or in food. Like you'll see what works for you truly and what doesn't.
I've noticed that too. Because I used to eat Chipotle every day. And now I just ate it for the first time in 5 years. I felt so bad. They use seed oil. So I think it was that. But
Makes a difference.
yeah, rice bran oil. Seed oil stuff, once you stop eating it and then you randomly eat it, you could feel it.
Totally.
It's crazy.
It is so crazy. Like I had seed oils recently because I was on a carnivore cruise. And it's a cruise, but there was a carnivore group on it. Shout out to Dr. Wiedemann. She hosted it. And there was 150 carnivores on that cruise.
Wow.
She organized these amazing carnivore meals. But it's not guaranteed that these meals aren't cooked with seed oils or maybe slightly contaminated even because they're using all the same pots and cookware. And so the moment I put in this piece of steak in my mouth, I was like, ooh, that tastes a bit like processed. It tastes funky. Like I could taste every single note in these flavors now. And the next morning, my eczema was back. I had a whole histamine intolerance rash like in my chest. And so this just goes to show I can actually find out exactly if there were seed oils in a meal just by looking at how my skin is the next morning.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Hopefully they ban some of those with the new administration. It's looking good. They banned food dye already, right?
A lot of restaurants are already cooking with beef tallow now.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think beef tallow is much better than, I don't even know what they were using before. Probably seed oils.
Probably.
Yeah. Do you still eat 16 eggs every day?
Oh, yeah. Pretty much every single day, at least a dozen. I always have tons of eggs in the fridge because, so like this is a tip. If you want to keep carnivore diet super budget friendly and cheap, eggs.
Really?
Those are the hack because eggs, yes, if you want pasture raised and high quality eggs, you can find it for like $9, $9 for a dozen. That definitely keeps your budget for the day way lower unless, you're eating 20 plus. But I'm usually eating 12 to 18 depending on what other meats I'm eating for that meal. I usually don't eat eggs on its own. I'll have like 12 eggs with a side of some meat and butter. It's a complete meal for me.
Wow. Do you cook them or eat them raw?
I cook them.
Okay.
I do cook them. With egg whites, I would be careful to eat them raw because they could either cause stomach issues, indigestion, histamine intolerance as well. So I always cook my eggs.
Wow. 12 eggs. Okay. That's a lot, right?
I eat a lot of food. I
Yeah,
think
you don't look like it.
I know. And that's something that I really hope to just spread, like regarding for
I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the show a lot with the algorithm. Thank you.
women especially. You don't have to restrict. You don't have to eat toddler portions to lose weight, to be lean, and to be healthy and confident in your own skin. I have tried all of the diets. I did the juice cleanses. I did the vegan diet. I did the calorie restriction. I just hate that so many women, young women especially, truly believe that they have to eat less, move more. Right. And so I purposely cook tons of food and put that on camera, film myself eating it proudly so that I can get the conversations going in the comments. And this is how you spark curiosity.
No, I love that though, because a lot of women I meet almost feel like shame when they eat a lot.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I get comments like them and DMs every single day. Like, Bella, thanks to watching you eat so proudly, sticks of butter, 3 pounds of meat, I now proudly eat that way. And I was like, that's exactly what I want. That's exactly why I post.
Love this. You eat 3 pounds of meat a day?
Nowadays, yeah, because I'm working out more and more. So 3 pounds is typical.
That's a lot, right? That's like, how many ounces are in a pound?
16 ounces per pound.
16 ounces. So you're eating pretty much 3 full steaks.
3 full sticks. Absolutely. Yeah, 3 full sticks.
And then 12 eggs and half a stick of butter.
Stick of butter. Exactly.
Wow. How many calories do you think that is?
I calculated one night during a live stream. It is well over 3,000 calories.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Because the resting burn rate's 2,000, right? For most people.
I think so.
So you're eating, but you're working out and you're active. So.
Working out, I am constantly on the move. Like when I work on my laptop doing meetings, I'm standing. I cannot sit down.
Standing desk.
Of time. Yeah, standing desk, sometimes treadmill under that standing desk. I love moving now. And this is unlike me. I used to be a pianist who was sedentary when you were playing piano. For hours, I would be sitting at my piano 8 hours a day practicing. I wouldn't really be moving. Yeah.
8 hours?
It's pretty serious stuff. Like if you're in classical music, you really do have to put that level of commitment in. So I naturally had a lifestyle that wasn't very supportive of activity, movement. So now when I'm constantly moving, walking, working out, this is a completely different life. And I'm not forcing myself to do this. I want to do it. And this is kind of what I want women to accept as well. When you change your diet, you eat foods that support your health, your hormones, your mental health, naturally you're going to want to move more. And when you move more, you're happy, you're confident, you have more energy as well, you sleep better.
Yeah. I notice when I have days where I take a lot of steps, I feel amazing. Like it's so noticeable now.
It like lubricates your joints. It's so good for you, mental health too.
But so many people are sedentary, like you said.
Yeah. And it's because they're not eating the proper diet to begin with. So they have joint pain, they have inflammation, they have depression, anxiety. That's not really the right way to go about it is, okay, I'm not moving right now. New Year's is coming up, or I have New Year's resolution. I want to lose weight. So I'm going to force myself to go to the gym. Really, you should start with diet. And once you eat right, you're going to want to move your body.
It's facts.
Yeah.
Do you eat organs too? Like the livers and
I don't.
You don't?
No. Yeah. I don't love the taste of liver. I did experiments early on in my first 2 to 3 years of carnivore. I was so curious because a lot of the OG carnivores said, if you want to heal skin, you should have liver, you should have organs. I tried it. It was minimal difference in my skin. I felt like I could still fully heal my skin with just eating the meats that I want. So to this day, I just eat whatever I want.
How long has this diet been around? Like, are there people that have been doing it for many years?
Yes. So Dr. Kiltz, he's done it for decades, I believe. Dr. Wiedemann, Kelly Hogan, Sean Baker, the OG group, like the original group of carnivores, they called themselves zero carb eaters. And the group is called, I think, Zeroing In on Health. They called it the zero carb diet. But then Sean Baker came along and gave it a more appropriate name, the carnivore diet, because it's animal foods. And it's technically not zero carbs. If you're having cheese, milk, eggs even have carbs. So I feel like carnivore diet is way more appropriate. But we do have very long-term carnivores. Dr. Chafee, right? So these are 15 plus year carnivores.
Wow.
And they're doing great. They look amazing.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Are you still drinking coffee or do you have to cut that out with the diet?
Yeah. So did the experiments cutting it out completely, having it back. I do fine with coffee. So I drink it every day. What I do with coffee though, is I have it after eating.
After eating?
Yes.
Really?
This is life-changing, especially for women who wake up early in the morning, they go to their job, they exercise first thing in the morning. If you notice that you're jittery after having coffee, or you have like a little dip of energy around 2 to 3 p.m. every day, if you just have your caffeine after eating, makes a huge difference in your energy.
Really? Probably helps digest too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's a win-win. You mentioned earlier you mainly eat like barely cooked meat. What's the reasoning for not cooking it to rare, medium rare or rare?
So I prefer it that way, tastes better that way. And it's also easier to absorb. And then I'm also getting way more electrolytes, minerals that's naturally in that meat if I don't cook it, overcook it, and kill it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I might have to chill on the medium well then.
Oh, you eat your meat medium?
I usually medium, but my girlfriend likes what's the one on the well?
Well done.
Well done.
Yeah.
And that to me is no flavor.
Well done is typical for, so is your fiance Asian?
She's Bolivian and Paraguayan.
Oh, wow. So typically for people who are a little bit more afraid of eating meat bloody, because I mean, just look at it. It looks so scary, right?
But
even for me, it was scary. Yeah. Well done is a safe bet. But I see so many people who go carnivore and their taste buds naturally want more rare over time. So don't force yourself to have bloody rare or medium rare. It's fine. Like just eat the meat that you enjoy. But the more meat you eat, the more your body's going to want to crave the blood.
Is it true the nutrients get cooked out though?
Yes.
Have you heard that?
I would say so. Like if you overcook the meat where there is no redness inside, the nutrients are definitely still there. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult to absorb in my experience. Like for example, when I have a instant pot cooked meat, like a stew, all of that meat is cooked for hours, right? I'm not searing and eating it bloody. I will have indigestion. It's not going to be nearly as easy to digest for me. I'll have a little bit of bloat. Whereas if I just have a juicy ribeye flash seared for literally 60 seconds per side and I eat that, it's the bloat is 0.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. You've inspired me. I'll try it. So how do I order that at a restaurant? What do I say?
I do this order. So I would like to have, for example, your dry aged ribeye cooked blue rare.
Blue rare.
Blue rare are the words to use at restaurants because that is the rarest they're able or allowed to cook. That is the rarest. And you can even request cold on the inside.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
that's basically raw inside. Or you can say, I want it warm on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's a typical reaction when you say that to a server?
Firstly, the first reaction is, are all these steaks for you? They're like, we recommend just one for a couple because it's usually me and my husband. My husband will just be like, no, it's all for her.
Do you eat more than your husband?
Way more.
Wow.
Way more. Yeah.
That is funny. Because I feel like as a man, like I want to eat more than my girl.
For sure. For sure. He doesn't care. Like he is happy to be just who he is. He's more on an animal-based diet anyways. So he's having more variety than me. But I think I'm an exception because any table that I'm at, like even carnivore tables and carnivore meetups, I usually out-eat all of the men.
Wow.
Except for Dr. Baker.
Okay.
I tried.
Baker can eat. Damn. I need to come to some of these meetups. These sound fun. You guys have eating competitions?
Not competitions, just chatting and eating. And honestly, it's like a buffet, eating as much meat as possible. These meetups are great because you meet so many friends and fellow carnivore eaters. And the food that's usually cooked there are just amazing. It's limited.
I need to check you out for a tapeworm or something.
I will invite you.
Do they have them in Vegas or where are they at normally?
They're all over international. I just was at a carnivore event in Melbourne, Australia, going to one in tomorrow actually to Tennessee.
Wow. Nashville?
Yeah. Gatlinburg.
Okay.
Tennessee. So yeah, just traveling all over, meeting carnivores, sharing my experience with carnivore. It's great.
So this diet's worldwide now.
Definitely, I would say it's worldwide. Yeah.
I thought it was a US thing, but that's cool to see.
There are carnivores. There are tons in Australia now. There are a lot in England, Europe. I'm even seeing some in China emerge. Although I think China is the last to really accept this carnivore diet.
They love rice over there.
They do. And veggies.
Yeah, and veggies. So you cut veggies completely.
I haven't had a single veggie or fruit in 6 years.
Damn. You ever crave like a nice strawberry or apple?
No.
Really?
Just don't. I have lost the desire and the craving for sweetness, fresh fruit, veggies, completely. Yeah. I made a strawberry shortcake, an animal-based cake for my mom just days ago. And so these fresh strawberries are in front of my face. I'm dealing with it. I'm holding it. I'm cooking with it. I had zero desire. Like, it's even surprising for me observing myself around these foods that I used to love eating. As a vegan, I was eating all of it every single day. I just don't want to eat it. Yeah. And then when I walk by, for example, a bakery or my favorite like dessert shop, I smell the aromas and it's literally nauseating. Yes. I can smell the seed oils. I can smell the processed foods. It gives me a headache if it's way too strong. Like when I walk across those New York stands of peanuts, you know how they have like sweet peanuts?
Yeah.
It gives me a headache. Yeah.
Well, it's peanut oil, right? Or whatever. It's
Whatever they're
frying in.
it is.
So what do you do for dessert then?
I've made carnivore cake. I've made carnivore pancakes. I have made carnivore creme brulee. I have all of these great recipes that I could lean on if I want it, but I don't ever want those recipes where it kind of mimics the desserts that I used to eat. I actually just make those and post those for my husband.
Okay.
Yeah, because my husband, he's animal-based. He does need those treats. And I make it for him. So I'll always have a bite just to taste my geniusness in cooking. It is delicious and you really don't miss the real deal. It tastes amazing.
I love me some raw milk ice cream.
Oh my God.
So good.
Best.
It's way better than Ben Jerry's or.
It's way better. It tastes so much better and it's healthier.
Yeah. Like if you go down the ice cream aisle, it's actually concerning if you read the ingredients.
I do it all the time because my husband loves his sweet treats. He loves ice cream. I have tried to find a brand of like grocery store bought ice cream because it is kind of annoying to have to make it all the time for him.
Yeah.
I was shocked the first time I walked down the aisle and read every single ingredients list. There are so many ingredients in there that are not necessary. Ice cream is basically carnivore. It's just raw egg yolks, cream, and vanilla if you want to add vanilla, and then your sweetener of choice. And if you want to keep it carnivore animal-based, you can have raw honey for sweetness, right? You can have glycine is a really great sweetener these days. Allulose. You don't have to put like cane sugar. You don't have to put all of these seed oils. I can't believe they put seed oils in ice cream now.
Nuts. And cane sugar was marketed as like a healthier alternative, but it really isn't, right?
It's not. Yeah, it's best if you just don't have sweetness at all in your diet because I see a lot of new carnivores, they allow the raw honey, they allow the allulose, and they come to me and they DM me or they join my community and they're like, why can't I just be free from sugar cravings? I feel like no matter how hard I try, I just keep falling back into the junk. And so I ask them, are you having sweeteners? Are you having honey? And they're like, yeah, just every now and again. That's what's keeping them tied to the cravings. You just have to cut it out completely.
I also heard it could be a parasite thing too, right? If you're attracted to sweetness.
It could. It could just be your gut like not fully adjusted to no longer eating sweetness. So it literally makes you believe that you still need more of it.
Yeah. So do you struggle at grocery stores? Is it hard to shop?
I have my go-to. So here in Las Vegas, we just moved here. I go to Sprouts. And they have really great options for me and my husband, who's animal-based. So it actually is pretty easy, I would say.
Oh, really?
Sprouts and Costco has fantastic options. If you're in California, you guys are so lucky because you have raw dairy at your fingertips.
Erewhon, yeah.
Erewhon, Bristol Farms, like you can just get it anywhere. But here, I'll just lean on raw cheese. Raw cheese you can get anywhere in America. Costco has it. I'll have my favorite meats. I'll order a lot from online farms.
You see these Amish farm raids. It breaks my heart. Like they raid these farms. That's their whole livelihood.
You know, actually, it was my secret when I was living here in Las Vegas for the past few months because Max and I, we didn't know if we wanted to settle here. So we rented for a couple months. And I saw that at Sprouts at the bottom of their dairy shelves, they have pet kefir. It's for dogs, but it's raw. And they can sell it raw because it's sold for pets. And I would buy that and drink that every day. It never made me sick. It's basically what they sell for humans in California. And then just a few months ago, they took those out of the grocery store. I didn't get it here in Las Vegas anymore. I was devastated.
Damn.
Yeah. So I kind of just drove to California and stocked up. And then back.
Yeah.
We can keep that part in.
I might have to do that. When I fly JSX, I always go to Air One and I load up on stuff. Like I just stock up on everything.
Yeah.
So do you think you spend more money being vegan or carnivore?
Hands down, vegan is more expensive. Yeah. And I wasn't even buying the expensive supplements. I was just focusing on organic fruits and the highest quality grains. Sweet potatoes. I definitely did focus on highest quality and organic. And it turns out that the vegan diet, whole foods, plant-based diet is more expensive than carnivore. Why? Because I rely on eggs. They keep a carnivore diet cheap for sure. And I rely on ground beef. Ground beef, you can get it for $6 a pound. Sometimes grocery stores, they sell ground beef for $3 a pound on sale. And so my best tip is to bulk buy when it's those sales going on and put it in your freezer.
Smart. Any supplements you take?
None.
None.
Not take any supplements on a carnivore diet, and I don't have to. I don't think I ever have to. I always say when I eventually become pregnant, obviously I will be taking whatever I need to take to support a healthy and smooth pregnancy. But I have also seen and witnessed so many carnivore women get pregnant, give birth as well, staying carnivore. Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of vegan babies?
I have seen the videos. I have seen the
Scary.
photos. It is heartbreaking.
Super scary.
They don't deserve that.
I think people should at least be aware
They should.
because these mothers think they're eating healthy or whatever, and then it affects the baby now.
It affects the kids. And I get a lot of DMs, heartbreaking DMs from moms. They used to be vegan for 10, 15 years. So they carried their children on a vegan diet. They gave birth and they raised their children on a vegan diet. They found the truth. They went carnivore. They switched their kids from a vegan to carnivore diet. And they come to me with so much sadness and regret. They tell me their stories of how they have a kid that's vegan and they have another kid that's carnivore. And the shocking difference in even their teeth growth, their jaw development, their height, their behavior even. It is a real thing.
Yeah.
And kids do not deserve to be that malnourished
Yeah.
when they're born and how they are raised. So yeah, I hope I can have a carnivore pregnancy. I hope I can have animal-based or carnivore kids and just show my community what can possibly be done when it comes to diet and raising kids.
I love it. Yeah, when Dr. Chaffee came on, he was talking about how different cultures have different diets and people that were vegan don't grow as tall. It's really noticeable. They're not as big, they're not as healthy, and they're not as tall.
Yeah. And then you look at the kids' jaw development as well. Like Weston A. Price is the go-to source for that. It's a direct correlation of what diet you're on when you're born and as a kid, as a baby, and how your jaw develops. So you see a lot of kids with collapsed jaws. They don't have a strong chiseled jaw. And that's not just an aesthetic thing that Hollywood celebrities are obsessed with. It's a sign of health and good development. And you get the best development in your early years, obviously, as a child. You have to eat meat. You have to be gnawing on gristle. You don't want your kids to be eating blended foods all the time. You actually want them to be gnawing and eating off the bone. It's good for the jaw.
Yeah, a lot of weak jaws these days. A lot of round faces. It's interesting to see what they demonized growing up. I remember they said salt was bad for you. They said butter was bad for you. The food pyramid obviously was all grain. And now it's turning out all that was BS.
It's just infuriating for me because even if I just walk the streets here in Las Vegas or I sit down at a coffee shop and I happen to hear what these two ladies sitting next to me are talking about, there's just so much misinformation, right? They're saying, oh my gosh, I have to lose weight. I gained so much weight over the holidays and I have to start eating salads again. I'm going to go on a juice cleanse. Most people just don't know. And also something I'm noticing, most people are vaping all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Young people. And I can just sit down and people watch. And I can't believe the habits that most people are just doing. And then they complain about, why do I have anxiety? Why do I have depression? Why do I have joint pain as a 23-year-old? Right? So you have to look at your daily habits, but most importantly, your diet.
Yeah, a lot of mental health issues and people don't associate that with diet, right? They just think it's their environment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Juice cleanse. Oh, that's a funny one. That was if you took that, you're going to be healthy in 3 days or whatever. All that sugar.
All that sugar and all that like fake weight loss. Of course you're going to lose weight. You're just drinking stuff. The moment you stop the juice cleanse and you go back to whatever diet you think is healthy, you will be gaining it all back. And I would even like to say that fasting can be a fantastic thing if you have your nourishment down, the nutrition. But I see a lot of women also doing extreme fasts, like water fast, even dry fast. They're pushing it to the next level and doing 7 to 10, sometimes 14-day fast.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
For a woman,
It's very dangerous. And it will wreck your hormones to an extent. And I hear it all the time. Again, a lot of women come to me and they're asking me, actually, the number one thing they complain to me about is this. Why is my hair falling out? Why am I losing so much hair? And then I always ask them, well, what were you eating? And what did you do? They either did a lot of fasts, even on a keto diet. Doing a lot of fasts and long fasts is just not great for our hormones. Or they were restricting too hard, or they were working out way too hard in the gym. A lot of women don't realize that, yes, there are good stresses, but there are also really bad stresses. And there is an extent where stress will cause hair loss and
wow. I didn't even know fasting could lead to hair loss. That's crazy to me. Is that for women and men or just women?
Women are a little bit more sensitive to that. I think men can get away with it. Longer fast for sure. But women, we have to be careful.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Do a lot of women ask you about Ozempic?
Oh, I get a lot of just women and men
Yeah.
in the community specifically, because in there, it's totally not me telling them what to do or teaching them or giving advice. I have coaches in there. I have doctors in there, like Dr. Chaky's there, Kilt is in there. So we do get a lot of questions and more about Ozempic these days. And I look to these doctors and I'm so inspired by their answers. They always say, you can do the same with diet, specifically a carnivore diet. If you want to eat to a point where you can truly stop eating because you're satiated, the best diet for that is a carnivore diet, a high-fat one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the biggest weight loss you've seen in your community? Like anyone lose a lot?
Great question. And I have had 2 members in the community lose hundreds of pounds. So one is Lindy Barker. She's from Australia. She has now lost 500 pounds.
Holy crap.
500 pounds. Yep.
That's insane.
Oh, yeah. And then another one is Todd Bachnes. He's now lost 300 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's insane. Just from changing the diet. Nothing else? Or
no Ozempic. Okay. Actually, no exercise.
That's crazy.
Lindy was 800 pounds to start. That was the beginning of her journey, was 800 pounds. So you have to imagine when you are that sick and that heavy, you cannot be getting out of bed. She was stuck in her bed for a very long time. And so she changed her diet. She went carnivore and she lost 500 pounds gradually. And now she can walk, she can drive. It is a totally different life for people who are morbidly obese. And carnivore diet is the only diet that can help them lose weight.
That's insane. Yeah, you lost a good amount too, right?
40 pounds now.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
For your height, how tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
Oh, you're actually pretty tall, but that's still a lot though. 40 pounds.
It is a lot for anyone. Yeah, 40 pounds.
Yeah, for me, I'd be a twig. I'm like 195.
And you're how tall?
6'6". Yeah, I'm pretty lean right now.
I
would say I eat mainly carnivore. I do have some weakness for homemade sourdough bread though.
Oh, that's fine too.
Yeah.
That's great. If it's clean ingredients.
Yeah, it's super clean. Like she bakes with the cleanest organic ingredients.
Yeah,
we have our own garden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you don't eat vegetables, but
I support that. Like growing your own food and cooking at home is the best way to go about nutrition. And I don't say everybody has to go carnivore and strict carnivore at that. I actually think an animal-based diet where you eat predominantly animal foods is an amazing diet. It is so easy to sustain. For me and a lot of sensitive carnivores, we simply can't have plant foods because it causes issues. Like my eczema will come back, my skin will suffer. So that's why for me.
I wonder if it's from the pesticides or what exactly is causing that.
Man, I wouldn't know. Like Dr. Chafee probably could explain it perfectly, but he says plants are trying to kill you. I do believe for me personally, when I have even black pepper, I will suffer.
Really?
Oils, I will suffer. So there is an extent that is true for me that plants inflame. Plants are poisonous for me.
Yeah, you might actually be allergic to plants.
I
didn't know that was possible. What's next? Where can people join the community and keep up with you and everything?
Thank you. So my community is called the Steak and Butter Gang, and it just offers a lot of live Q&As and live support. And I recognize that a lot of people, the biggest hurdle when going carnivore and sticking to it is that doubt and that fear and feeling like, oh my gosh, is this going to kill me or actually going to help me? And so being able to speak to doctors live and having them give you that peace of mind is incredible. It's very helpful. So sbgmeetup.com for that, and Steak and Butter Gal across.
I love it. Check her out, guys. And I will see you next time.